Welcome to This Explainer, where we're going to tackle a massive, everyday challenge that pretty much all of us are facing right now. We're talking about staying healthy, staying incredibly sharp, and keeping your energy up while trying to manage a high-stress modern work lifestyle. Whether you are constantly battling back-to-back meetings, drowning in endless emails, or just surviving a brutal commute, figuring out how to actually fuel your body effectively is the absolute key to thriving. We don't just want to survive the work week anymore, right? We want to conquer it.
So let's dive right into this. I want you to imagine it's Monday. You're rushing to get to work, maybe you had absolutely no time for breakfast, so you just grabbed a quick cup of coffee on the way out the door. You somehow managed to power through the morning chaos, but then, boom. By 2 p.m., you completely hit a wall, you are totally drained, your mind is incredibly foggy, and you are desperately reaching for whatever processed, sugary snack is closest to your desk just to keep your eyes open. I mean, come on, does that sound familiar? We have all been there.
For so many busy professionals today, this isn't just a bad Monday. This is the everyday reality. We're looking at the severe consequences of our daily grind. Think about it. We've got long work hours, incredibly high stress, constant screen time, and we're constantly skipping proper meals just to meet tight deadlines. So what do? We rely heavily on vending machine snacks, fast food, and excessive sugary energy drinks. And over time, this doesn't just make us feel a little tired. It literally destroys our productivity, impairs our digestion, and completely weakens our immunity. The solution here isn't just to chug another coffee. It's to fuel your body strategically.
To fix this entire situation, we have mapped out a highly practical day-in-the-life roadmap using specific, nutrient-dense foods to solve this daily energy crisis. Today, we are covering the busy professional problem, looking at morning fuel for focus, beating the midday slump, exploring smart snacks and hydration, swapping out our caffeine, and finally, building sustainable daily wellness habits.
Okay, moving into section 1, morning fuel for focus, starting the day right. Let's really look at the morning rush, where we desperately need brain fuel to get the day going on the right foot.
Now, what's really fascinating here is how foods like blueberries are just absolute game changers. Get this, they are so nutrient-dense that they were actually freeze-dried by NASA to be sent into space for astronauts. They are absolutely perfect for keeping you sharp. And when you pair these little brain berries with something like oats, which are just packed with complex carbohydrates and really good fiber, you get a breakfast combination that provides long-lasting, highly stable morning energy. It's the total opposite of that quick, jittery sugar spike you get from a donut.
And why exactly do blueberries work so well for your mental focus? Well, if you're juggling a really heavy workload, you are more than likely suffering from something called oxidative stress. This basically happens when there is an imbalance between free radicals and antioxidants in your body, and it leads directly to cellular damage. It is the literal cause of that awful mental sluggishness you feel. But here is the secret weapon. Blueberries are absolutely loaded with flavonoids. These are powerful antioxidants that actively go in and combat this oxidative stress, helping to clear out all that mental exhaustion so you can actually think clearly.
Another absolutely brilliant morning staple you should be looking at is Greek yogurt. And here's a number that might completely shock you. 70%. 70% of your entire immune system actually resides in your gut. So adding a thick, probiotic-rich base like Greek yogurt to your morning routine is just a fantastic way to build up your resilience for the entire day. That high concentration of probiotics promotes a healthy gut microbiome, which ultimately means your body is absorbing nutrients way more efficiently to sustain peak energy all day long.
All right, section 2, beating the midday slump. No more 2 p.m. crashes. We are moving now to that dreaded post-lunch crash, that 2 p.m. brain fog that can totally ruin your afternoon. We really need to contrast the types of fuel we are choosing at lunch. On one hand, you have high-sugar processed snacks and office pastries. These cause rapid, aggressive energy spikes, followed immediately by a quick crash and massive brain fog. On the other hand, you have complex carbs, like sweet potatoes. These guys provide slow-digesting fiber and a very steady glucose release. It gives you sustained stamina. Think of the sugar as throwing paper on a fire. It burns up in a flash. The complex carbs are like throwing a dense oak log on the fire. It gives you a slow, steady, reliable burn for hours.
Speaking of incredible, enduring stamina, we have to talk about another absolute powerhouse, chia seeds. Did you know that ancient Aztec and Mayan civilizations actually relied heavily on chia seeds for their sustainable energy before going into battle? It's true. In fact, the word chia literally translates to strength in the Mayan language.
A lot of us probably only know them from those novelty chia pets back in the 1980s, but long before they were fuzzy terracotta figurines, they were essential survival fuel for ancient warriors.
So the crucial point here is how they physically work once they are inside your body. Chia seeds have this wild ability to absorb up to 10 times their weight in water. 10 times. When they do this, they form this thick, gel-like consistency in your stomach. And that gel is the secret because it greatly slows down your digestion. It allows for a very gradual, metered release of nutrients, which keeps your blood sugar totally stable. No aggressive spikes and absolutely no crashes.
Now, proper hydration is so often overlooked when we are busy, but it's a massive factor in keeping your mental alertness up. Here is an incredibly practical step-by-step way to prep a hydrating chia beverage right at your desk. It's so easy. Step 1. Just mix 1 tablespoon of chia seeds into a regular glass of water, maybe add a squeeze of lemon for flavor. Step 2. Just let it sit there for about 10 to 15 minutes until it forms that gel-like consistency we talked about. And Step 3. Just drink it. It is an amazing, dead simple hack to prevent those painful afternoon dehydration slumps.
Moving on to Section 3, Smart Snacks and Hydration, upgrading the desk drawer. Let's transition to the late afternoon, right when you're instinctively reaching into your work bag for an easy, usually unhealthy snack.
This is exactly what you should be stocking in your office drawer or putting in your meal prep to combat stress-induced fatigue. First up, almonds. They are packed with magnesium, which actually helps your body convert food into steady energy. And fun fact, almonds are technically a seed, not a nut. Next, if you're prepping lunch, you've got to consider salmon. The omega-3 fatty acids in salmon literally enhance blood circulation straight to your brain. And finally, dark chocolate. It is incredibly rich in flavonoids, which boosts nitric oxide. That relaxes your blood vessels and sends oxygen straight to your brain for a huge hit of mental clarity.
And yes, before you ask, 70% plus dark chocolate isn't just a cheat day treat. The scientific name for the cacao tree is actually Theobroma cacao, which literally translates to food of the gods. Eating a small piece of really high-quality dark chocolate actually triggers the release of endorphins and serotonin in your brain. This naturally promotes feelings of calmness and well-being. So it is a perfectly scientifically backed way to literally calm your nerves on a highly stressful workday.
Section 4. Swapping out the caffeine. Focused, not jittery. Okay, we absolutely have to address the giant elephant in the room here, our massive collective reliance on coffee culture.
Let's look at the fascinating historical journey of green tea as an alternative. Legend actually has it that way back in 2737 BCE, the Chinese emperor Shen Nong accidentally discovered green tea when some stray tea leaves blew into his pot of boiling water. Fast forward to the 12th century, and Zen Buddhist monks in Japan were refining the practice of drinking green tea specifically to enhance their deep meditation. And now, in the modern day, we see this exact same ancient wisdom being applied as matcha lattes, powering busy professionals and bustling co-working spaces all over the world.
But why is it better? Well, regular coffee can easily cause jitters, extreme overstimulation, and of course that horrible afternoon caffeine crash. But green tea and matcha provide a really unique combination of natural caffeine and a specific compound called L-theanine. L-theanine promotes a sense of calm relaxation by actually increasing alpha brainwave activity. This directly counters the anxious jitters of regular coffee, giving you this wonderful state of focused alertness without the burnout.
Finally, Section 5. Sustainable daily wellness habits. Consistency over perfection. We have talked about all these incredible superfoods, but how do we actually tie them into our hectic lives without getting totally overwhelmed by meal prep?
The absolute most important goal here is not perfection. Extreme, highly complicated wellness diets simply do not survive contact with a 60-hour work week. They just don't. Instead, superfoods provide the very best long-term wellness support when they are integrated into realistic, consistent daily habits. It's all about practical consistency, doing the basic meal prep, keeping your hydration up, and just making smart, easy one-to-one swaps in your daily routine.
Look at these practical meal swaps. You can throw together overnight oats with almond milk and chia seeds to save time in the morning, or make a quick Greek yogurt bowl, or even blend up a quick green smoothie with spinach. And by the way, here's a crazy fact. Spinach's massive reputation for giving you strength, which Popeye the Sailor Man made incredibly famous, was actually due to a literal decimal point error in a 19th century scientific paper. They accidentally overestimated its iron content by a factor of 10. It is still an amazing superfood, obviously, but that is just a wild story.
You can also wind down with golden milk, using some anti-inflammatory turmeric. The point is, simplicity is always the key to sticking with it.
To wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with a challenge. I want you to literally look at your desk or peer into your work bag right now. What is sitting there? What is fueling your next big meeting? Is it something that's just going to give you a quick spike and inevitable crash? Or is it going to provide the steady, sustainable energy you actually need to perform at your absolute best? Take a moment to reevaluate your next snack and intentionally choose the fuel that will actually work for you, not against you. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and stay sharp out there.